Tomorrow's trade setup, a cheat sheet. Yeah, so you don't have to wait for me to say what tomorrow's trade setup is. This can be done as New York is coming to a close, and all you need to do is simply check the QDB sheet. You come to the sheet that I created, and there's a tab called Synthetic Sentiment. Click that, and you're about to see what the setup is. All right, so for demonstration purpose, I just put in Aussie yen, okay, just for demonstration. All right, so that's where you get the tomorrow's trade setup. But there's some very, very, very important things you need to understand before you enter. Okay, this is the optimal time to enter. Okay, so FX close is 10 p.m. UK time or New York 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, now you don't really want to enter here. You just want to enter here as the New York has come to a close. So 2 to 3 hours before the close. Okay, that's the perfect time because what's happening here is that the herd are getting squished, and we definitely don't want to join them. If anything, we want to reverse those guys. Okay, so we're waiting for them to get squished, and we're going to enter. And I'll go a little bit more into detail about why we want to wait for the liquidization. Okay, do not under any circumstance enter now. You must wait for the crowd to be liquidated. Okay, so don't enter here. Just simply enter 2 to 3 hours before the close, New York close. Okay. Tomorrow is defined by the New York close, so that's 10 p.m. UK time or 5 p.m. Eastern time, right? So whenever I say tomorrow, it's simply by the cutover of the FX close open, all right? So whatever time it is in your country, when the FX close occurs, that's defined by tomorrow, okay? So if, for example, it says AJ buy, you absolutely need AJ to fall in order for us to buy tomorrow. Okay, so read point 3 again. Okay, don't enter now. You must wait for the crowd to be liquidated. So do not enter until 2 to 3 hours before the close, and you should be okay because they've been squished by that point. Okay, then we enter and we're going to pick up the pieces. And unfortunately, those guys who got into the trade are going to be under humongous drawdown or stopped out, which is probably quite likely. If I'll show you the Australian dollar yen chart, I'll show you that. Okay, so they bought up here, and it really fell. We had like a 1.5% move on AJ. All right, and then they'd gone long here, they got squished, and then they would have got out with humongous losses, and so we're looking to buy. So there's two aspects to this, okay? So we want it to fall in order to buy, but we can also trade this move as well. So if it says what tomorrow's trade setup is, if it says tomorrow's buy signal is Australian dollar yen, we know it must fall in order for it to be a buy. So we want it to fall, so we can trade that, and we're looking to sell into support in order for us to be a buy. Okay. Now this is the critical, absolutely key concept to understand, okay? So that those buyers up here, they become sellers after being stopped out. It's just a transaction, okay? If they want to sell down here, we're going to buy it. All right, and that's it. So very key to understand. Hopefully you understand this. It's just a simple transaction. If they're buying and they're no longer buying, they have to be sellers. Okay, and so that's what we're doing. We can trade this move, and then we're looking to buy it tomorrow after they've been stopped out, and that's it. So doesn't need to make it a long video. I can talk about different setups and things like that, but I just want to keep it nice and clear and easy because it's supposed to be a cheat sheet. Okay. So remember, you don't have to wait for me to tell you what tomorrow's trade setup is. You just come to the sheet and you can see. If you're still not sure, ask me. It's really important that you understand how it works. And you'll know that this fluctuates through the course of the day. So you don't really want to enter at all until here. Because at this point, they're getting squished and they're getting thrown around and put into a spin cycle. By this point, where this green area is, they would have got squished sufficiently enough. We know what the max liquidized pair is going to be, and that's where the liquidity is for tomorrow. Okay, and that's it. So I'll wrap up now. Any questions, let me know. and I'll speak to you soon.